Hello, how are you? My name is Andre. You've seen my videos, a number of them, hopefully. If not, tune in. Majority of my videos are about health and just bringing awareness about certain things that are in the news. Well, today's video is about people who have received an inheritance and lose it all. People who have won the lotto and lose it all. People who have got a court settlement for some kind of accident and received large sums of money and lost it all. Okay, so now the company that I work at, often I hear men talk about, retirement. What retirement is going to be like for them and how many more years they have for retirement. And majority of them, it's not sounding too good. So they talk about, playing the lotto. They play it religiously. Now, a lot of these guys that I talk with, they really don't have a plan. So, if they win the lotto, they would end up having the same story pretty much. Winning the lotto and end up squandering a lot of it and end up probably losing everything and end up owing people money anyway at the end of the day. So I've heard so much of it that I say, you know what, I'm going to make a video to possibly help anyone out there that have received large sums of money and you're squandering it at the moment. Hopefully this video will be of help to you. And now this is just my idea of what I think you should do. Lately you've probably heard in the news of Great Britain separating from the European Union. It's good and bad, but let's move on. So let me get to the point of what this video is about, on how to help you or possibly help a family member of yours on what to do with large sums of money if you're not sure right now what to do, where to go. Alright, so here are some of the things. The topic is how to multiply your lottery, inheritance, or court settlement. Alright, first thing I advise you to do is to buy a house. Buy cash. Pay off for it. Alright? And I do not recommend you buying a house in an HOA neighborhood. I don't believe in paying an organization to tell you how to maintain your property. If anything, just stay away from neighborhoods where you see, people really not taking care of their house. Just stay away from those. But I would advise you, first thing, move out of the neighborhood that you're at. But if you feel comfortable there, without anyone knowing that you've just received large sums of money, stay there. But in most cases, you're going to want to separate yourself. Go buy land, build a nice house. If you have a family of 4 or 5, you don't need a 22-bedroom house. That's ridiculous. Less is more. But to whom much is given, much is required. Alright. So number 2, after buying a house, the next thing I would advise you to do is to diversify your funds. And diversify meaning, I'm going to give you some ideas. Put your money into more secured financial institutions. Now, don't get me wrong. There's nothing out there. There's no institutions out there that is totally secure. So let me let you know that right off the top. But there are institutions I would recommend you to go ahead and to diversify your money in. I would say go ahead and put your money into some U.S. banks, some United States banks, North American banks to be more specific. I would say put some into Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and Chase Bank. Alright? Now, after that, I would also go ahead, put some into a Switzerland account. That means you're going offshore banking. So a Switzerland account, and put some into a Grand Cayman account. That's an island, Grand Cayman. So first, let's get it off the top, the banks. Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and Chase. Put some into a Switzerland bank and some into a Grand Cayman bank. After that, I would advise you to go ahead and search for wealth management companies. A lot of people have no clue what wealth management companies are. So I would advise you to, for example, Goldman Sachs, that's a wealth management company. Merrill Lynch, that's another wealth management company. And Prudential, that's another wealth management company. So that's 3 out of a number of them out there that I would recommend. Wealth management company, highly recommended. And also, I would go ahead and buy land. Go ahead and buy prime land. Don't necessarily depend on your realtor to tell you that this land is going to, future developments are coming around the corner for that piece of property. But I would recommend you to buy land, use your common sense, and see how quickly the growth is coming your way for future expansions. Sometimes cities are growing, and if you buy land, not too far from the city is coming your way, so they're going to need use of your land, and by the time they get to your land, you've already probably doubled the value of your land anyways. All right. So the next thing I would recommend is banks, wealth management company, buy land. I would recommend you to get into real estate, rental properties. You can build unique apartment buildings. You can do that worldwide. The world is getting, put it this way, in the US, the middle class of society is shrinking quickly. You're either going to be rich or you're going to be poor. That's just the bottom line. And majority of society around the world is either you're rich or you're poor. And land is becoming very expensive. So if you have large sums of money, I would advise you, buy land, build apartment buildings, or build unique looking houses, 1 and 2 bedroom houses, and rent them out. Keep the legacy, especially if you have children. Build that and have that legacy for them to inherit. That's what I'm planning on doing. So anyways, let's move on. Things that I would advise you to do so that you can even feel more good about yourself. Give to charity. Give to charity. Find a reputable charity and give to charity anyways. It will even help you on your taxes anyways. You're living in the US, Uncle Sam is going to be down your back to get as much taxes as possible from you. So I would say find a charity and give to a charity. Another thing I would advise you to do is help the poor. Help the poor. Personally, this is things that I would do. I would make the time. I would make it the time to drive around, low-income areas, in probably different countries, different states, different cities, and look, find houses where it's been occupied by probably older, it doesn't matter what residents they are. And do repairs on the houses. Dedicate so much amount of money on an annual basis to say, you know what, I'm just going to go into a neighborhood and I'm going to do a roof repair, repair their toilets, repair, you know, things in people's houses absolutely free. Don't even think about a tax write-off or anything, just repair. I would do car repairs, you know, find a single mother, do stuff, you know, like simple repairs for them cars, pay for someone groceries. I think they call that pay ahead. So if you go to the grocery store, set time aside to do things like this. Go to the grocery store and just surprise someone. Nowadays they really don't know who is who. So, but if someone appears to you that they might be really going through, or you know the best thing is to do? Pray and ask the God that you serve to lead you into doing these things for people who really could use that type of assistance. Okay? So do home repairs, car repairs, and buy groceries. Buy them a gift card for a grocery store, you know, to buy them groceries. Okay. I've already talked about invest in real estate, build rental properties. Now, for your own self, to enjoy life more, I would recommend you eat well, eat organic food. The lifestyle that we live as far as health goes, we live a flexitarian lifestyle. So we consume meat twice a week, and we eat more vegetables than we do eat meat. Now, buying toys for yourself. When I mean toys, you've accumulated so much amount of wealth in your life. You don't need 20 cars. You don't need to have a yacht. You don't need to have 15 houses around the globe. I highly recommend you rent. If you're going to Italy for a month, rent a house. If you want to feel what it's like to drive a Lamborghini Countach, rent it. For a family of 4 or 5 or 6, you don't need to have 50 cars in the yard. That's a waste of money. Maybe four vehicles the most. So for the vehicles that you want to know what it's like to drive one, rent it for a day, rent it for a week, rent it for a month. But you don't have to go rent, buying these vehicles, buying a yacht. Come on. If you want to sail down to the Bahamas in a yacht, rent a yacht. Rent a sailboat. You get where I'm coming from. And keep more in your pocket. Bless people. Bless more people, and you don't want to make yourself a target by just people knowing you, oh man, you're always giving in this particular area of the city. You don't want to make yourself a target. If you can give without even no one knowing, that's even better. But sometimes you got to show up when stuff is being done. So I do not like to see wealthy people lose all that they have. I really don't like that. My cousin laugh at that, laugh when I say that, but I really don't. I don't like to see wealthy people lose all their wealth. So, like I say, buy your house cash, diversify your funds into banks. Banks in Switzerland, banks in Grand Cayman, bank in North America, wealth management companies. And as a matter of fact, when you diversify like that into these banks, the interest alone, you'll start getting interest off of that money almost right away. So you don't want to end up accumulating all this money and spending on stuff and it's not bringing you back any income. That's how a lot of these people win the lotto and giving, and spending, and end up broke and end up owing people money. So you don't want to do that. Yes, I agree. Diversify into things that is going to make your money back right away and live off the interest. So I love you. Take care. God bless you. Stay tuned.